Well, I'm at the local, when I say local, outside Edinburgh, U-Pullet, and I'm going to get this pump head out. It looks a bit more corroded than mine, but then again it's probably just not been cleaned up. So I notice its clip is also broken, so presumably people don't really know how to change them or remove them. So anyway, I've got my 4 nuts to take out. This one has actually got the nut down the bottom there. Well, here we are on an exciting Saturday night, and I'm looking at fuel hose connectors for quick release. So this is the Kia one, which is very similar to the Ford style. So the way you unlock that is you push this tab, that then, there's actually a click, and you pull that up. See that when you do that? You can kind of hear that noise, and then that lifts up. And then when you push the tab again, you'll see it kind of moves the lower portion down. So this part, I'll need to use 2 hands, but you press that. It seems to be quite a common thing to see these orange ones are broken. And I think what happens, again I'm only guessing, I think people think they've got to lever that part up, but you don't. You unlock it with that part, push it down. So I'm going to lift that up with 2 hands. So there you have it. See how that part with the knurled edge? I think that's so you get a grip. So you basically you pull that up. So that then, when you pull, it's hard to look at it through the screen. So when you pull this gate up, that makes the upper part open, and then the bottom part, when you press the tab, you'll see it seems to open up the lower part. See how it opens up the lower part? So when it's on, you push it down, obviously the gate closes there. As long as you've unlocked the tab and you've pulled it up, there you go, pulled it up, it's open. But if you need to get it open a bit more, just push that. It's hard to see that there. I'll turn it upside down. So you've got the gate at the bottom there. You push that middle part in, and if it's still clicked onto the hose, it should come off. So I've actually just practiced. You see there's the orange one, and then bloody hell, I'm getting diesel on my jeans, and there's a grey one at this end. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this orange one out. I'm going to take this one out, and what seems to work is you just kind of get a small thin bladed flat screwdriver and just pop it in that little recess, and then once you've got it in there, just kind of come in. I don't know if I can show this. I need about 6 hands, unfortunately. You can get in there and just kind of lever it, and it'll come out. I'll get it partially out and show you. Right, so there you go. That's it partially out on that corner there. I've just levered it out, and then it might, I don't know if I can do this. No, I'm going to have to get the screwdriver in there and just give that a slight. Just going to move that edge this way slightly, then this will straighten up and it'll come out. So you'll see that now when I levered it just on this corner, and then now it slides out. So that's what it looks like. I'll get one of the Ford clips that were supposedly the right size for it, but these feel like a much better quality than the Ford clips anyway. I'll put that down there and I'll get a Ford clip and we can look at the difference. Right, well, you can definitely see this Ford one just by the naked eye. It's not. It's a similar kind of layout, but it's not the same. This is much deeper. The quality of this feels really very cheap. Kind of more sort of brittle plastic. There's the piece, the remnant. So yeah, it's like that. So you can see you've got the flat edge there, that's much bigger. So these Ford ones will not fit, whereas the Kia ones should. So I'm going to take this orange one out. Now this fuel hose, the orange part goes in here and that clicks onto the fuel filter, and then this clicks onto the lower part of the fuel line. There's a connector. So I'm going to put the grey one back in here, and I'm going to put this orange one into here. I'm going to replace that. Right, so there we go, another comparison. There's the Ford clip and there's the Kia clip. Very, very different. And this was all that's left of the one that came out the hose. So I'm going to clean this up, and then this one is going to go. So I've just put it into the wrong end, but this is the one that's going to come out and that's going to go onto the flat part. And then this orange one is going to go into this angled part, which connects directly to the filter housing. Well, that doesn't look particularly clean, but it is cleaner. I suppose I could wash it, but I'm not that fussed about it. So you can see how that operates when it's out. So you push that part down, it obviously locks against the pipe and it's flush, and then to disengage it when it's in the actual pipe, you push down on that tab and then you lift this part up. So it's not a case of needing to rip anything open. I think that's, as I say, how these end up getting snapped. People just don't know what they're doing. I might be wrong, but yeah, I'll put a little bit more cleaner on that, and then I'll put it into the connecting pipe. Okay, so that's me ready to put that in. It'd be difficult to get this wrong because you see those two tabs. There's one tab there, one tab there. Well, you'll see the shape. There's only one way for that to go in. So when you push it in first, it'll click. There's you'll see here. See the little kind of raised bit there, the little triangular shaped bit, just there. It clicks in when you push it in, it locks in. So when you're trying to lever it out, when it's like that, you're basically just trying to push that corner in the way so it can get past the nib. So that's obviously 50% seated, so that's your release tab. So that moves it down at the bottom, and then this locks it on top. So that's tonight's video done for a Saturday night. Very, very exciting stuff. So in the morning I'm going to try changing this first and see what happens. see if that gives me a better start time. But I've actually got a complete filter head assembly. So if this doesn't make a difference, I'm going to change the filter assembly. I do think it actually, when you prime the pump, I looked at the fuel spurting out, it seemed to be a significant amount more than my current one. But then again, I've got 190,000 miles on the car, and the car that this pipe came off and the filter head came off is only just over 50,000 miles, so presumably it's less worn out. But I think it was a couple of years older, so may not be. But anyway, I've got two perfectly serviceable clips and what appears to be a fuel hose in decent condition. I've got more bits of fuel hoses here if I need any more clips, if I need to change any lines. But I'm not hoping to do that. I'm just hoping to keep these as spares for any unforeseen circumstances. So that's the other one that goes on. It's just a one stage clip. So it's a bit different. The blue one's really easy to get off. There's absolutely no hassle getting that off. So anyway, that's me, enough bloody waffling. Time for a cup of tea.